You traverse deep into what is known as the Bastion of the Penitent. The walls half crumbled into rubble as you walk the halls of the prison, spikes protruding from every inch and corner of the room. You had just felled the demonic creature known as Samurag, and after looting your spoils and healing the wounds of your party, an eerie quiet befalls the halls. You inch forward looking for another enemy or trap to lie in wait, weaving yourself through to an open chasm where in the middle of a large open-air room is a round stage structure. As your party makes its way closer to the stage, you hear chains clanking. Onto the structure your party ascends, and as you come to the top, you see a man, very thin and old, wearing tattered pants and stripped cloth around his hands. His many years of age showing in the gray hair and beard, his body and face smeared with dirt. On his back rested what you can only imagine the weight, a large arched structure with candles adorned on the top, dripping down the face, its blue magical chains reaching out in each cardinal direction. Upon the man's wrist rested tight, heavy shackles pinning him to the ground, yet unable to sit or kneel. The man was clearly in torture.
Have you come to crawl inside my head? Join the others? There's no more room.
A booming voice emanated from the feebled man, his face toward the ground, solemn and sad. Your party inched forward wanting to help the prisoner, but as a step was made, a loud rumble was heard from around the room.
Leave now, or you'll make him angry.
A growl startled your party, and as everyone looked up for the source, a black mass shoots out of the neighboring wall and brush. Its large body flew so quickly into the air and down with a loud thunderous crash. Chained maces slammed into the floor, cracking the ground beneath the behemoth. Your party looked on in sheer terror as they locked eyes with a demon named Deimos, his grotesque smile striking anyone looking upon him, and on his shoulders many hands moved of their seemingly free will, wiggling and grasping at the demon, his horns long and jagged, and upon his chest marked a branding of an eye.
What are you doing? You'll let him out!
I has chosen its sacrifice.
The man screamed, begging the party to leave. It dawns on you, you're staring at the prisoner of this demon, Saul D'Alessio, the ex-leader of the White Mantle. Deimos snarled, and his immense arms raised his maces into the sky, and with all of his might, brought them down onto your head. Who is Deimos? Deimos, the brother of Ceres and Patha, is the fourth boss of the Passion of the Penitent, a demon who feasts on the suffering and despair of the leader of the White Mantle, Saul D'Alessio. Origins were unknown. He seems to be the manifestation of Saul's guilt and sin, and arms covering his torso representing the men that lost their lives under Saul's command. And on his chest a carving of a Mursat glyph representing the Eye of Janthir. Deimos worked with the Eye of Janthir, tormenting Saul in order to break his psyche and turn him into a Mursat puppet. After the commander ventured into the wizard's tower, we soon find out his connections with the Cryptus and how his uncle watched idly by as he fell to the commander in the Bastion of the Penitent.
We are not finished with you yet. Your guilty conscience betrays you. You will be consumed.
Who is Saul? Saul D'Alessio is the founder of the White Mantle, who, with the assistance of the Mursat, saved Kryta from the Char invasion. However, the Mursat killed many of Saul's soldiers in exchange for their help, and Saul immediately regretted his decision. Saul was a gambler and a drunk, and at the lowest point of his life, after losing a bet he couldn't repay. After stealing from travelers to repay his debts, he was recognized, arrested, and exiled from Kryta, escorted deep into the forest, and left to fend for himself. Saul eventually wandered until eventually deliriously walking into a city of massive towers with alabaster and golden filigree reaching into the heavens. As he walked into the city, he laid eyes upon the Mursat, whose graceful form and demeanor impressed him so much that he thought he found gods, and the Mursat gained their most devoted disciple. Returning to Kryta, a changed man, to spread the word of the Unseen Ones, bringing the Eye of Janthir, the Divine Eye, with him to Kryta. As the Char ravaged Kryta and the Line Guard fell, King Jadon fled the throne and left the kingdom leaderless and vulnerable. Saul spread the faith of the Unseen Ones, seeing his people's plight, and assisted those in need. Those who showed Saul their conviction to his cause were given white robes similar to his, each with golden thread, which led to the founding of the White Mantle. Devising an assassination plan to confuse the Char forces, he set out to enact his plan. As things seemed to go perfectly, the Char turned on his squad and attacked. Saul prayed, hoping the Unseen Ones would save them, and surprisingly, they answered. 3 Mursat, Optimus Caliph, Mercia the Smug, and Lazarus the Dire, appeared and decimated the Char, saving Kryta. However, in return for their assistance, their price was the lives of Saul's squad, as they wished to not be observed by anyone but the devout. Only the most zealous survived. Realizing Saul's changed attitude at the sight of the massacre, and to keep him from telling the Krytan people what had happened, the Mursat took him with them, and Saul was never seen again. Later, finding him in prison for hundreds of years in the Bastion of the Penitent, being kept alive by the Eye of Janthir, and watched over by Deimos, who strived to break Saul so that he would again be devout to the Mursat.
Your soul will never rest. Your name will forever be poison on the lips of your people.
You have no power over me!
Deimos' fall caused the Eye of Janthir to leave the Bastion of the Penitent, thus causing Saul's lifeline to leave. Saul eventually died. Feeling sorry for what Saul had been through and how he had earned a worse reputation than he deserved, the raiders chose not to inform the Krytan government about Saul's existence in order to avoid causing a political uproar. Instead, they opted to have Saul's remains buried on Krytan soil without fanfare so that the founder of the White Mantle could finally rest in peace. Later, after the crystalline heart was buried under the tree inside the bastion, Saul's ghost appeared and gave the adventurer his final thanks. Who are the Mursat? What is the Eye of Janthir? What is the White Mantle? I feel like this video could be very long if I delve deeper into the lore here. I will likely bring them up in future videos as we are headed into the Isle of Janthir in August 2024 in Guild Wars 2. Question is, will we touch that lore while we are there? I sure hope so. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe and hit that like button so that I know to make more. Apologies for this coming out so late. It's been a wild first quarter for 2024, but I look forward to the future with you all.